Welcome back to Ox Tools. I'm Tom. I thought we'd do a little short tool review. I haven't done one of those in a while. I got a few things to show guys of interest, and also just take a second to say thanks and for all the support and comments that come through on the channel. And I really appreciate it. There's some good questions that come up, so keep it up. I'll try to keep up with it. It's starting to grow, so I'm just kind of heading for the questions and the good information stuff. Anyway, I appreciate all the support and all the comments that come through on the channel. So, a couple new things. The first is something that I've been using for a while, kind of testing out, and I've kind of decided that I like it, but it needs a little improvement. So maybe between you and me, we can come up with an improvement. So I bought some of the abrasive shop roll. It's 1.5-inch strip or whatever, 1.25 inch. What is that? Well, this is 1-inch strip here. It's a box of the different grits, and this is the kind of the fabric stuff here. But anyway, on the same page in McMaster Carr was this little, and it's just a little support tool for the abrasive roll. So I looked at it and I went, oh yeah, and I've done that before. You put it on a flat bar and you can put a little clamp on it and kind of go. Well, I went ahead and bought one because it was, I want to say it was $4 or $5, something like that. It was pretty dang cheap, okay? And all it is a piece of plated flat bar, with a cheapo handle on it, and then a little clamp that kind of goes with it. And then the idea is you put your abrasive around it like this and pull it nice and tight or whatever, and this is the problem, the one problem that it has this little clamp, and you lock that down, and now you have it's kind of like an abrasive file now. And I use this in the lathe a little bit now to do a little finish polishing, because it's nice and flat, and you get a nice polish on a cylindrical surface that way, and you don't have to reach your hand in there, and if it's up close to the chuck and stuff like that. So anyway, this is pretty good, and obviously you can make one of these yourself pretty easily. And like I said, this is the problem bit here, and it's just got a quarter 20 eyes. Yeah, a little quarter 20 screw going through it, and the problem is when it comes down on top of the abrasive, it tends to turn it. So what it needs is a washer that kind of an anti-rotation washer, or something that drops down, like a little channel that drops down over it, or something that when the screw comes down it still clamps it, but it won't allow it to rotate. So I might form up a little sheet metal bit or something like that, or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe I'll put a tip on this or something. But anyway, this has kind of been working out, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's pretty good, and it's cheap if you want to just buy one. And I'll put the part number up on the video when I edit the video. I can put a little caption in there or whatever, and I'll put the part number in there for you guys if you want to buy one yourself or make one. I mean, this would be a good little project for a little afternoon project, and for the shop. Anyway, so that's the first thing there. So I talked about my magnetic base that I really like, and that's this Noga here. And let me get some steel going here. And this is this articulating one here that you can swim around anywhere you want, and then just lock it down. Boom, you're done, right? So I've been using these for a couple of years, or this one for a few years, and once I kind of discovered them, I had an old Starrett that I was using. Now you see here there's a little camera on the end of this here. That idea came from Adam Booth, A-Bomb 79. If you haven't looked at his channel, you should. He's a solid guy. and a real down-to-earth machinist, and he does a lot of work, gets a lot of good work done. So check him out. And anyway, you know, this isn't my idea. He said, "Oh yeah, I put my GoPro camera on my my bag base," and I'm like, "Wow, duh, that's a good idea. Shoot!" And so I made a little bushing here, and it's just got a little thumb screw, boom, and I can pop it off. And what's kind of neat, and you guys have probably noticed in some of my videos that I'm getting in a little closer to some of these things. Well, part of it is I made this little mount here, and this allows me to get the camera that's watching me right now, not this one, get in a little closer to some of these things where my tripod setup couldn't. It was a pain in the neck to get it in that close. The only drawback is it picks up vibration from the machine sometimes, and you guys have seen that, I'm sure. I don't do a lot of editing, you guys probably know that, and I just want to get the good content out there for you. And you know, I'm not trying to make masterpiece videography here, so I'm just trying to get stuff out there, and hopefully it's, you know, people can understand it and work with it, and you know, leave the fine stuff to Martin Scorsese and all those fine directors. So anyway, back to this. So this is my larger one, right? Well, it's been kind of being used for this, and I kind of leave it set up for that now, and so it was a fine excuse to buy another one, right? You know, nothing like repurposing a tool and then now having to buy another tool, right? Well, we all like to buy tools, so I said, well, if I'm going to buy one, I'm going to get a little one, because I've wanted the little one but couldn't justify it. And it's the same thing, it's just smaller. And you see I got my little button indicator on this one here, and this has got a pretty good range here, and it has enough range that it's kind of been working out. And then it has a little fine adjust down at the base, which is kind of cool, that moves the whole arm, which sometimes is better than its big brother here that has it just at the head here. So anyway, I'm starting to use this one a little bit, and it's pretty compact. It's got a good magnet on it, and once again, this is made by Noga, and it's an Israeli company, and they make deburring tools, and what else do they make? Mag bases. I mean, deburring tools is what comes to mind with Noga, that kind of stuff. Anyway, so that's the new one there, and that's a much smaller arm and kind of nicer in some of these tighter places. So that was another one I want to show you guys. So then, once again, some of these I can't take credit for. You know, like Adam Booth, you know, he put his GoPro on his mag base, and he's getting some really nice shots in his videos. And I was watching one of John's, aka Double Boost. He does some metal casting, machine work, a whole bunch of stuff. He's got a bunch of good videos and does some good work. Anyway, and I don't know if he talked about it in this video. I didn't notice it in any of the videos that I saw, but he had a little light on his lathe, and it caught my attention because I've been kind of shopping around for one, and the industrial ones are frighteningly expensive, and it kind of annoys me that there's so much money, and there's no reason for it. So he had one, and he must have talked about it because another guy that's local here went and bought a bunch of them and told me about it. So they come from IKEA, these little LED lights. So let me pop it in the picture here. And once again, this is not my idea. This is John from Double Boost, his channel, and it's a little LED light, and it comes with a round base that's, you know, can sit in your house or whatever and look pretty good. But us machinist types, we want a good magnet base, okay? You know, you can stick this on anywhere you want now, and use the light. So Now, I don't know how they do this, but this thing comes from Sweden or wherever the heck it comes from. It comes with a base, it's all packaged, all that. The normal price is $10 for the whole light, okay? $10, all right? That's not a lot of money. And, okay, put it this way. So this is a cheap mag base. The mag base cost more than the whole light did. This was $15, and then the light was $10, okay? So, and then it's got a, I'll point it at the camera for a second there. But, you can move the arm around. It's got a pretty good field of view, and you can move it around, and it's got a nice long arm. So this is a good light for the lathe. Sometimes you're looking down a bore, or you're threading down in there and you need to look in there. So this is a good light. In fact, we're going to use that right here. We use the light for the next couple of things here. Anyway, so this is an IKEA light. I can't think of the name of it right now, but you guys are pretty handy on the internet. You can look these up too. And maybe John had the part number posted or something like that. But anyway, I thank him for kind of pointing these at the metalworking community, because it's a pretty good light. Hey, you know what? It gets hung up in the lathe and gets trashed. Go buy another one. I bought 4 of them. All right, I went down and braved IKEA. I hate IKEA as a store. It's just it's more like a cattle feeding ranch than any kind of retail experience. But I went in there and went straight to the lights, found them, bought 4 of them, gave some away, and converted one for myself, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm probably going to go back and get a couple more, and then I'll maybe rig up some different kind of base too. And I just made a little Delrin adapter here to go from the base that's on the IKEA to the metric thread that was it's an M8 in the top of the magnet here. So anyway, it's a simple little machining project, and anyway, we'll use the light here. So, the next thing, my wife, she's a bit of a tool collector herself, and she was at a thrift store recently, and she saw a tool and asked how much it was, and it was a good price, so she bought it. So anyway, she got this nice crowbar, and it's US made. It's a good configuration. It's got a nice long rolling heel here. $2. Okay, so how do you like that? The wife's bringing home steel tools. You gotta love it, right? So she's got a nice pry bar to put in her box, and she's got her own toolbox over there in the corner full of stuff. And anyway, so she brought that home. I thought I'd share that with you guys, because that's a nice pry bar. I said, ooh. She brought it home, and I went, wow, where'd that come from? And I kind of got excited about it. And so, speaking of that, we were clearing out some stuff, and we came across a excuse me, a machine shop practice project. Many years ago, she took a machine tool technology class at Diablo Valley College, which is not far from here, and they had when they had a machine tool course there. They don't have one active right now, although they're talking about revving it up, which I'm all for. Anyway, she took that class and got an A in it, of course. She's like that. Anyway, she did the project. Anyway, we were cleaning out some junk, and we said, "Oh my God, look at this!" It's and what it is it was her project, and so I thought I'd share it because it's actually really nice. Okay, so here it is, and it's a little vise. Okay, and this was the project for the what's going on here? Uh-oh. Oh, it's missing the little collar. She forgot to put the. She took it apart and cleaned it. I think it's missing the little collar or the pin or whatever. Anyway, it's a nice little vise. They did all the machine work. They turned the threads. This kind of finial end here. They did all that, and then it's surface ground all around on everything. And now she put copper jaws in this, and but the original jaws that she made, shoot, I don't have them. They actually made them on the shaper. They had a shaper there, so they set the part up at an angle, and they actually shaped little V grooves in there, and they made a flat diamond knurl kind of for jaws for these. But she took those out and put these copper ones in there. Yeah, I have to find the pin there. I guess the pin's missing there. So, well, sorry about that. Anyway, it's a nice little project, and this is what they used to do in the in that particular class, you know, and they got to use the lathe, they got to use the mill, they got to use the shaper and the surface grinder, and do all that stuff over the course of a semester and make this little vise, which is kind of a neat little project. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you, and kind of neat, you know, kind of old school. And they're talking about revving that course back up, which is kind of neat too. The last thing I got today is something I picked up at the, and I'll zoom in on this because these are kind of small. It's kind of an oddball thing, but I've kind of found a use for them in the machine shop. And these are a smaller version. And what these are, they're wedges, okay? And what they're used for is, when they used to do typesetting, they would set all the type in a box and arrange it all, and then they would pack it up nice and tight in the box. And they had these little wedges, these little toothed wedges here, and it's got a little tool. You know, I don't know what the function. You know, maybe you, I don't want to beat on that. You tapped them down, and this is for something else. I have no idea, but I know what this end's for. And that fits in the little teeth here. And like I said, I'll zoom in on this and you can see it. And so they're like adjustable parallels, right? But they're two-piece. And when you use the tooth arm on it, they expand. Now, these are smaller ones. I have some larger ones, and I use them in the T-slots on the mill. And so what you can do is you can drop them into the T-slots, and then you can crank them and expand them, and they wedge tight. And what's cool is that you can vary the height. You know, everybody uses dowel pins to come up against in the mill, but I use these sometimes when I want something really low, like maybe I have a you know, 1/4-inch plate or something that I have down on the table in the mill, and I want an edge stop, but I want it less than 1/4 inch, right? So what I can do is set these, and they're called quoins, Q-U-O-I-N-S, quoins, I guess that's how you pronounce it, or at least I'm trying to pronounce it. Anyway, you can put them in the T-slots and open them up. Anyway, I saw these at the flea market, and it was a smaller set, so I bought them, and it was, I don't know, $5 or $8, something like that. It was pretty cheap, and I'll change the camera around and I'll zoom in on it, and you guys can get a look at these things up close. So, in fact, I'm going to do that right now. So, okay, so here's these coins, and they go together like that, and then they slide on one another. They got a little track even. They slide on one another, and you can see they're getting bigger this way. And then this little tooth guy here fits in there, and then you can actually ratchet these things and expand them. So let's try it. We'll put it in the little vise here. Close it down a little bit, like that. Put them in there. And that one's kind of chewed up there, but let's give it a go and see if it'll go. Oop. Gotta go the right way there, Mr. Wizard. Let's do that. I gotta close it down a little more. Alright, that's better. Wow, these are convenient to use, huh? Jeez. Well, the bigger ones are, I think, a little friendlier size-wise, you know, for these big meat hookus hands there. There we go. All right, so pretend this is your T-slot here, right? You know, I can just set that up a 1/16 or so, and then boom, I can lock it in, and you can see those are in there good, right? And so now your part can come up, you know, and set against that, and then to take them out, you just beep pop them, and then I can put them up a little higher if I want, like that, and they're nice and flat on the sides. And anyway, so it's kind of an oddball little tool that that I repurposed. Now, and these are they're made by Challenge. I think there are some other makers. And then here's the little tool. Got a cool little C on it. It looks like a little hammer, and a little kind of a spline drive on the end there. So anyway, those are called coins. And then here you get a better view at the vise there, and the work on that vise there. Yeah, I got to get her to put that back together properly. So. All right. Oh, and let's. Well, I got the camera up close here. That's this guy here, and then here's the bad clamp, I think. So you can see, you know, it's just a screw that's driving against there, right? There's nothing magical there, you know, you can choke up on the paper too. You know, you can get it nice and tight up near the end, or you can leave it like this, or you can, you know, you can fish the paper around, you know, and expose fresh. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. I usually just put a long piece on it like this, and then put this down here, and I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up too much. And you see that it poofed up like that, so that's one of its little problems there. But you know, if you don't gronk on it, and you know, then it's okay. So that's that tool there. All right, and then here's the head of that lamp, just in case you didn't see it close enough before. All right. All right, so that's about it for this video. A quick funny story. I was in I went to the woodworking store today, Rockler, and they sell, you know, router bits and wood and tools and things like that. And I bought a little rack for hanging some clamps, and you guys will see that eventually in the background in there. But anyway, I'm waiting in line, right? And so I'm waiting, you know. Anyway, somebody comes up behind me, right? And he's kind of, you know, you get that weird, your spider sense kind of goes, and anyway, he's standing a little bit too close to me, right? And so I kind of turned like that, and I looked at him, and you know, I kind of looked, and something looked funny. I wasn't sure what it was, but and so we're still waiting. And then I looked again, and I noticed that he had a red shirt on, and he had green shorts on, and he was wearing some boots. He had a hat on. Anyway, I said, "Wow, it looks like we picked out the same outfit this morning." And he goes, and he was an older guy. He didn't miss a beat, and he goes, "Oh yeah, you got my message, right?" And I said, "Oh yeah, thanks for that. I appreciate you sending me a message, so, you know, so we'd be matching, right?" And anyway, I got a kick out of it, and I said, "Oh, I forgot my hat that's in the car." He goes, "Oh, that's okay. We still match." He took his hat off, and he was bald just like me, and I said, "Well, you know, good fashion never goes out of style." So we had a good laugh about it, and anyway, it was pretty funny, you know, and just I thought I'd share that with you. I got a kick out of it, and the guy didn't even miss a beat. He just boom went right into it and ran with it. So anyway, that was kind of funny, and thought I'd share it. So Okay, so that's about it. Thanks to John at Double Boost channel for the cool LED light idea. Right on. Thanks, guys. And oh, the camera's on the other mount. And then Adam Booth with the putting the camera on the mag base, which is working out really good, and we're getting some different kinds of shots, and you can articulate that camera actually much too close. And now I'm getting oil on the lens and once in a while, and I was doing some grinding the other day, and I was worried about the camera there because it was pretty close too, and so it puts your camera right in the zone, let me just tell you that. Okay. All right, so hope you enjoyed it, and see you soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Talk to you later.